Hi Shubhranshu, how are you?
I'm doing well, Sachin. How are you? Good to have
I'm
connected.
doing, yeah, that's good. That's good that we connected. We wanted to
Yeah,
take your interview from a long time, so finally we got you. So we're not going to
yep.
let you go so easily now.
I hope my value adds something.
You definitely add with your cheerful attitude, and it doesn't seem that you have worked at such a high position. What I'm seeing right now when I see your resume. So
Yeah, yeah.
Shubhranshu, just to give you a brief, this is just basically to for people to understand. During you can make and break your career. It's in your own hands, especially be the
Mm-hmm.
marketer, right? So most of the
Mm-hmm.
marketers, brilliant marketers that we have understood,
Yeah.
are born marketers. They have not studied well, they have studied, but they have not done so much about in terms of reading. It just comes from the mind, right? Looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the
Mm-hmm.
salespeople happens to be very good marketer. But which I can
Mm-hmm.
see from your resume is that you
Mm-hmm.
had been working with various other organizations, which I would say, like, you were account management at Ogilvy and Mather, the world's one of the
Yeah.
largest
Yeah.
agency. And
Yeah.
then you were account supervisor at Rediffusion and Wire. Then you joined Dentsu, account director, then brand partner at Rediffusion, Y&R, and then you
Right.
joined as AVP Low Lintas
Loneliness and
Plus
partners. Yeah.
Partners. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Then you
Yeah.
were the marketing manager for Future Lifestyle Fashions Limited. This is a part
Yeah.
of which company?
Future
Future
Group.
Lifestyle. Future Group.
It's a
Big
part
Big
of Future
Bazaar.
Group. Yeah. So Big Bazaar is Future Retail. Future Lifestyle
Okay.
Fashion Limited would be your central, your brand factory,
Okay.
and
Okay.
certain brands, brand division we used to call.
Okay.
So that compromises the Future Lifestyle Fashion.
Okay. And you have also been the senior marketer for Why Not Design and Manufacturing Incorporated,
Yes,
right?
right. It is. It is
That,
a
that's
B2B
right.
company. Uh, we deal in uh, promotional merchandise products.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So, Shubhranshu, if you could just let me know, how did you start your career? Because starting as an account manager or at ONM is not easy. You must
Yeah.
have done something brilliant
No,
that
no,
we could not do, that we couldn't start from there.
I didn't do anything brilliant. I stumbled upon it, and
Mhm.
at my age at that time, as clueless, I was very clueless out of college. What really I
Mhm.
wanted to do. So what I did was after college, I kind of got a job in did that for 1.5 years, but I kind of realized that that's not my calling. I came back to my hometown in Pondicherry. So
Oh,
I was there in hometown Pondicherry, figuring out what to do. Kind of got into a comfort zone of relaxed life. Friends were also around. So, but always in the back of the mind, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What's my next plan of action? So
mhm.
there I saw one advert about an advertising, a very senior veteran of advertising industry, Mr. Ram Saigal. He's retired, came back to Pondicherry to settle. He's also an ex-Pondicherrian.
Mhm.
He's opening an
Mhm.
advertising. I said, okay, fine. So one of my friends is also joining. So he asked me, hey, why not come along with me and join this place? So I said, okay, fine. I'm not doing anything, so let me do something at least. So so yeah, that basically keep my father off my back. I joined that place.
So typical
Yeah.
Indian mentality, do something to make sure your parents see you that you're doing
Absolutely.
something in life. Uh,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
were you under peer pressure or parental pressure, or you just thought, okay, the opportunity is there, let's take it for some time because you wanted to do something else? Is that so how you start?
Yes, part of peer pressure, part of parental pressure, part it was more within me that what am I going to do? And part of it
Mm-hmm.
would be, let me try something. Okay, let me try
Okay.
something. So I did that. It was a very interesting course. A lot of industry leaders came and took our sessions, and yeah, I got quite hooked onto it. And from there itself, I got placed in Ogilvy and Mather as a campus placement.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah, that's how it happened. Nothing that I really worked for it. Kind of I stumbled upon it, and
That's
yeah.
great. And then being an account director and a brand partner and multiple things, how did you end up being the marketing manager? How did you get into
Uh,
marketing?
well,
That's
well, that's That's so. It's been good 10 years in advertising. Had a good fortune of working with multiple product categories like FMCG, like Alcobev, like retail. Had the really good fortune of launching RCB, which is Royal Challengers Bangalore.
wow.
That was amazing. And since then, for a very long time in my mind, it was going on. Look, to really understand the business side of things, I've understood the brand side of
Mm-hmm.
things. Now, to understand the business side of things, and I really need to cross over and maybe take the next step in my professional career. So this opportunity came by, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought, hey, let's explore this, and that's how I got into Future Lifestyle.
Okay, so that's interesting that you launched your RCB. I was there maybe in 2008 when that Premier League started.
Yeah,
Yeah. So how was that launch? It was a grand event as far as you know. As a Bangalorean, we know that it was the opening match was there.
absolutely,
You know, KKR
absolutely.
versus RCB, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hype that it got. You could see, you can stand from Koramangala or from HSR in your building, and you can see the lights going up in the Chinnaswamy Stadium, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's fantastic. But the hard work that went behind it, see, at that
Mm-hmm.
time in 2008, it was a new product which came to the market.
That's right.
India, we never had that scale of an event. Okay.
That's right.
No one really knew how to handle professional sports event. Apart from international cricket and England, that is a different scale, but at a club level, such a big thing which is happening. So it was
Mm-hmm.
a huge learning curve
Mm-hmm.
for everyone who was involved, however senior, however junior they are, however learned or unlearned they are. It was a huge learning curve. It was. So we kind of dived into it. There
Okay.
was also realized at that time India was playing South Africa also test match.
That's
Where made
right.
a so there were many players from both South Africa and Indian side who were part of RCB. So thing is
That
that
I remember
if you remember that. So a thing
because
is
we
that
lost the first year very badly as a Bangalorean RCB supporters.
yeah,
That I
yeah, and
remember. And
it still
and who
hurts.
got fired in that? We all know that.
Yeah, yeah, those are the stories. So what happened that at that time it had was that we were supposed to shoot this mega launch of RCB, a film, television commercial.
Hmm.
So it
Okay.
was a logistic. It's like you partially shoot in Bangalore, Chinnaswamy, then you
Hmm.
fly to Chennai because the test match is happening there. Then you
Hmm.
shoot in Tamil Chennai, trying
Hmm.
to get visibility of the players. There was a lot of because it's hierarchical. You don't get the security reasons. So
Hmm.
it was a huge curve, huge learning, and huge what do you call experience to be part of the journey.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
like I enjoyed it thoroughly and the whole thing.
That's that's great. So basically, you had an knack of handling big brands right from the start of your career. Since you've been a part of Ogilvy and Mather O&M, that's what we call. They have pretty much the largest accounts in India to handle for their brands, right? You must be handling a lot of
So
brand accounts. So.
yeah, so all these agencies they handle major accounts like levers, like ITCs, like Reliances, and startups like Flipkart. So Lolintas and Partners has to handle ITC Dairy and
Hmm.
Reliance Trends. Reliance Trends is the largest fashion retailer of the country right now.
That's right. At present,
So
at least.
yeah, you're right that I have been fortunate enough to handle scale.
Okay, that's great. So, could you throw some light on that one? Did you study marketing, or it just happened to you, and then you picked up,
No,
and then you became what you became
it was on the job. Most of it is on the job that I learned.
on the job? So, what were your learnings? Let's say, for example, if a fresher joins, just passed out in 2020 batch, and he wants to make a career in advertising and marketing, how would you recommend him to start? Do you want him to be the salesman for the agency first of all, or you want him to start as an account executive at a lower level and then go, or something else? How would a person learn fast and adopt to it?
See, if you're coming from a reputed B school, you already have gone through the rigor of learning. Okay, so you
That's
come with pedigree. So
mm-hmm.
learning how you can actually apply in the real practical
Mm-hmm.
world. So I would not necessarily
Okay.
put designations or levels where do you start, but thing is that the
Mm-hmm.
lot of theory and lot of it which is you learn. So there is a lot of unlearning will happen.
Okay. So whatever
Not
you
that
have studied, so most of the thing what you have studied will become not so useful,
redundant,
and
I
then
would
you will
say.
Yeah, and then you will learn new things. I have to adapt to
Yeah.
these new things, right? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, what did you do at Future Lifestyles Passions? Like, what exactly was your role? I know it's written as marketing manager, but then there are a lot of things that are not written under the title. You are
Yeah.
different
So,
KRAs and other responsibilities.
right, right. So mostly I was handling the brand health and the brand marketing side of things. So majorly for the
Okay.
brand Converse, Indigo Nation, and Scullers. These are the three
Indigo
major.
Nation,
Indigo
Indigo
Nation,
Nation,
yeah,
and
Scullers,
Colors,
Scull,
COLORS,
Scullers, SCU double,
Colors.
yeah.
Those shirts that were there in the front.
Those and all.
That's right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
those,
We used to wear in our college days those days.
yeah, it's a fantastic brand, but unfortunately it has lost a
Exactly.
lot of its brand equity in the market because it
Why,
does
why,
not
why would
see.
you say?
Yeah, because it has not been sustained communication, limited
Hmm.
available in South. It doesn't have a very strong West and a North market, and
Hmm.
to a certain degree, the collections that were coming out weren't that desirable. If I have to put
Oh,
it in a
that's
nutshell, so there
oh,
was a
that's
lack of. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, that's good. That's an interesting story.
So there was a limited or lack of sustained marketing communication effort. Uh,
Hmm.
Again, in terms of market distribution and availability, it was not very strong in North because most of the fashion, if you see the fashion vertical and the fashion cities of the country, it is Delhi, Bombay,
That's
to a certain
right.
extent, Bangalore. Okay,
That's
so
right.
influencing cities. So if you're not present
Hmm.
strong in these centers, you won't
Hmm.
be perceived as a fashion brand. Means you can't
Exactly.
make a fashion brand out of Kerala or a Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is strong ethnic wear brand.
Oh, that is a new learning because I remember Scullers was going fantastic along with a couple of more brands. I'm not remembering this. This were the shirt brands as well. We used to buy in Brand Factory those days.
Yeah,
There were
yeah.
there were two more brands that were very famous among the
Uh,
college students because it was cost effective and
John Miller.
very stylish. No, one more Excalibur
Yeah, Excalibur. Excalibur is still available. Yeah.
still available. So these brands that you have worked for, what were your learnings basically in terms of? You just told me that if you are not selling in Delhi and Mumbai, you are not a brand. You are not considered as a fashion brand because that's the high end market. That's what you want to say, right? Those are the high
Most
end market and
fashion conscious market.
most fashion conscious market Delhi and Mumbai. So if you make it over there, you can make it across the country.
You will be seen as a fashion forward brand. See,
Fashion
there is
forward
a
brand.
perception and which not necessarily reflect on the business. There might be business, but doesn't necessarily reflect on the brand. You might be,
I understood.
yeah,
I understood. Yeah, because basically, if someone, because it has a lot to do with the culture and the Bollywood and other things that are
exactly.
related to this particular thing. So if somebody is wearing some kind of a design in Bangalore, whether it be original, but unless it's famous in those parts of the country, Delhi and
Hmm.
Mumbai, it may not be looked upon as a fashion statement. Is that right? That's how you do that consumer
Something, yeah,
psychology
yeah,
market
yeah,
studies,
yeah,
market study.
yeah.
Yeah. Though the revenue may not reflect on your brand's side, but then the recognition does come when you make a slight dent or slight mark on those markets. Is that right?
Mhm. Yeah, in a certain way, yes.
Oh, that's great. So, how does this fashion market works? Because I know that for a good part, people who have worked in the agency, you must have handled multiple kind of brands. So now you handle only fashion brands over a period of time, or there were technology brands, or there were retail brands, or brands from other
Oh, yeah.
industries as well.
I've worked on retail. I've worked on FMCG, like what do you call launched dairy whitener
Mm-hmm.
for IT, Sunfresh dairy whitener, which I launched. Then I worked on the retail brand. Then I've worked
Mm-hmm.
on Acer, which is a technology brand.
Okay,
Then
the
I worked
laptop,
on
Acer laptop.
Acer laptops. Then I worked on Alcobev. So there have been
Okay.
multiple brands and exposures to different brands that I have had over the period of time.
And what were the demands of your customers? How would they, well, let's say, how would they want to approach the market and how would you change them? How would you speak to them about it? So how would you prepare your report? That's the most important thing. Documentation is very important, especially the proposals that you're going to be sending out to the clients.
Hmm.
It has to do a lot of things with the research and studies that you do in the market. How would you get that?
So there is a huge part of what is cycle, business cycle, so or a brand cycle. For suppose if I'm launching in the market or a new brand in the market, I have to understand what is the product that I'm selling, what is the product
Hmm.
differentiator that I'm selling, or what is the need gap that I'm trying to fill in the market.
Okay.
So that will come through consumer research study. For example, if
Okay.
in my alcohol portfolio I have got a strong beer and I've got a light beer, so there is a gap for a medium strong beer which is a 6% alcohol, right?
Okay. That's interesting.
So
So
where how do I position?
you even look at that gap also if it's a 6% gap as well.
Yeah, there is a because 6% is the industry norm. So that's what I'm saying. So there is a strong beer which is at 8-9%, which is a light beer which is a draught beer. I don't have a medium strong beer in the market for in my portfolio.
Okay.
Now I'm
Okay.
launching this brand and there is a market leader. So my job would be to grab market share. So my communication strategy would be developed to grab market share, and the market leaders' stress would be to grow the category.
That's great. That's great. So let's say, for example, I had a lot of questions. Uh, when you started with the O&M, what were the accounts given to you where you under study with someone else, where you assisting someone, or when you came in, they gave you this are your brands, let's
So
go
it
out from
doesn't
there. How was it?
that way. So typically you
Hmm.
are with someone, and I joined as an intern level, as an assistant
Okay.
account executive. It is called. It's intern, and then you become account
Hmm.
executive as you formally after 6 months you join. So of course I was giving, and I
Hmm.
was fortunate to work on a levers brand, which is Taza. Taza is a tea. I don't know
Okay.
if you're the Brook Bond Taza. So it is
Yeah, Blueband Taza tea.
right. So I had a good fortune of working on that brand.
Okay.
So yeah, so you learn at a very when you're joining new, you learn the basics and the nitty-gritties of advertising and communication. So
Okay. That's
if you have a strong foundation, a strong grounding, you have the platform to now build over it.
okay.
So
That's great.
that's the
And the brand that you work, what I understand is basically they form a part of large part of TV commercials, right? Like Brookburn Taza, Levi's, RCB, a couple of them I must have missed this. But then how do you work on that? How do you buy media? How do you do media buying? How do you, convince the broadcasters about particular rates, and how do you manage all those?
see these are broadcasting media agencies who have this number crunching. So there is so in the 90s the creative agency and the media part of the agency kind of separated. So there is now
Hmm.
exclusive media agency who buy this media for the client, and there is a creative
Exactly.
agency which where I have worked come from. They create the communication piece of it. So the media
Okay.
buying is vastly is another great study itself, where you understand the consumer, where they're consuming the media, where are they moving,
Hmm.
what are the prime times, what are the non-prime times. For example, if I have to sell Taza, I cannot buy media in on HBO or Star Sports
That's
because the
oh.
consumer is not going to see that only.
Why not Star Sports? I think athletes also drink tea, and a lot of people watch sports.
So
I think
this is
when you get up in the morning, you see an old match who basically having a newspaper and tea. Those days, 2008, nine,
correct,
or maybe prior to that, even today also, right? People just have a tea, right? So
correct.
how do you differentiate that?
It is the price point that of the tea, where what is the positioning of that tea brand that you're making. For example, Taj
Okay.
Mahal tea or Tata
Uh huh.
Gold, they
Uh
will buy
huh.
media in HBO or in what you call Star Sports and
Hmm.
channels like
Hmm.
CNBC and all that. But Taza consumer is not
Hmm.
speaking. Come, I'm selling at
Hmm.
rural towns,
Hmm.
tier two, tier
Okay.
three, tier,
That's
and I'm
great. So now, yeah. So you had worked with like a lot of brands right now. So which one has been your most memorable brand, and then which was your best brand? Now memorable is different from what we call as best as well. So now don't give
right.
me a diplomatic answer. I want a direct answer. Which was your favorite brand to work with? Because I can tell you my
Uh,
favorite brand. I always have that I want to work with this company for a long time, but I'm unable to crack that code. But it's still okay. But in future, maybe they will be able to understand that thing. Which was your memorable campaign, and then we'll come to you on your memorable brand.
Memorable campaign. I would say memorable campaign would be the RCB campaign for me.
RCB, yeah. So tell me some stories about it.
And sheer scale of it, and unbelievable, because at that time you are getting I was 3-4 years into advertising that time, and given an opportunity and a free hand to literally manage the entire show from a creative point of view, was amazing, because it was a logistical nightmare, because there were multiple stakeholders. The stakeholders are from chairman to the person who is right at the bottom of the pyramid. It was everyone, like someone like me, has insignificant hands and legs in the whole largest of things.
And how old were you then?
I was 26.
Did you sleep those days? Because out of the excitement,
I didn't go home for good 5 days. I used to have in my office, the lower drawer, I used to have a change, toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, change, and everything. I used to just go for an hour or so, clothes, and come back.
Typical advertising and marketing guy. On the job.
So I'll tell you a little story where it was really scary. So this was the day before the match, the first match of RCB and KKR.
KKR.
Yeah, so this was the huge front page on Times of India National Edition. This ad is going to come out. Okay. So first ad of IPL of the first match, Bangalore going to play, and I'm waiting for approval from the client. Hey, you approve, and now I can release it. And Times of India, and this is coming in Times of India National Edition.
Yeah.
And Times of India is very finicky about timelines and everything and all. They're pretty strict. So they told me the time to last deadline to submit the material would be 7 in the evening. I said, okay, fine. It had become 9 in the evening. I have not yet got approval. So you have typically in agency runners who go deliver CDs, pick up, and all that.
Exactly. Last minute changes and a lot of discussions and no results.
Yeah. I'm just waiting. My artwork is ready. If I get the mail, it's approved. I'm going to burn a CD and send the artwork, because we are to burn CDs and send and all. So, I'm waiting 9 o'clock. Then I told this runner. He came to me and asked, "What happened and why this thing has not come?" I said, "Look, I have not yet got approval, and Times of India is calling me constantly. The media agency is calling me constantly. Why? Please send us the material, otherwise it will not come." And it's a front page ad. You know, I just paid through the nose for it. So I said, "Okay, don't worry." I said, "Okay, fine, don't worry. I'm stressed out and all." He's telling me not to worry. Maybe he means good or something like that. And then I get the approval, and I give the CD to him. He takes his own sweet time, goes and delivers. So I asked him, "Why did you tell me don't worry and you went and made a phone call?" He said, "The Bangalore fellow, Mr. Don't worry. Those Times of fellows, they know me for last 40 years. So if they, I will make sure that comes on the front page." So these are the small people who actually value ad in your name. It's like I remember it was a humbling experience for me. The man is just a runner.
No, I'm just smiling about, you didn't go home for 4 days. I thought you were not home for the whole season, because I know when it was launched in 2008 how busy Bangalore was as a city. Once the day the match was, there was a huge traffic right from the MG Road Stadium to the Koramangala. I remember one of the matches was played with Deccan Chargers the first season. Shahid Afridi came. I was a huge fan of them those days, not now. And then I happened to come back from work because I was studying and working. So I happened to come back from work, and one of my roommates said, "Chalo match chalte." And I said, "Okay, let's go." Then I said, "No, yaar, I'm tired. I can't go." And he said, like, "Nahi, Deccan Chargers." I said, like, "Okay, let's go. My favorite players are coming." So Adam Gilchrist was there. So Andrew Simons was there. RP Singh was there from Deccan Chargers. Now, I, as a Bangalore, would support Bangalore, but then I was a huge Adam Gilchrist fan and, RP Singh fan. So we said, okay, let's go. We went there, and then, we saw the match, and there was no auto available because the roads were blocked and everything, and I could see a lot of advertisements on the roads, and I used to wonder who's doing this advertisement. Now, these advertisements were huge boardings from, I remember buying a t-shirt of RCB to that match. and then a lot of the drinks that were available and things. So when you guys were involved in all those things in designing and marketing and all those stuff as well?
Yeah, yeah. All those big hoardings you saw, all the films that you saw, all that Katrina Kaif music video, she's something Royal Challengers ka Josh hai, everything, all that is
Uh-huh.
done. All that was done.
So how
Yes.
did you manage this, bringing a celebrity that requires a huge budget?
The client had a huge budget. When they
And you
had a huge,
convinced them?
I don't have to convince them. They themselves are convinced that they want to be part of it. Mr.
Uh-huh.
Malia bought the team, and he is willing to invest that much. And yeah, I mean, they
Okay.
had to make sure that it's a grand success, and it was a grand
That's
success because I
it
think
was a grand success.
yeah, yeah,
It's now an asset of Bangalore, like us. Now
absolutely, absolutely.
let's go to your best brand. What was the best brand that you worked for, or your favorite brand?
Best brand that I worked. That's difficult. Uh, I
You
would
can't go blank. You are a marketer. Something has to come
I
out.
know it's difficult. I don't want to be biased towards a band. I would say Converse, one of the most satisfying brands that I've.
I think we had a discussion on this
Yeah,
Converse
we did
brand.
have initial discussion on the Converse and all. It's a fantastic
Yeah.
youth brand. It's a legacy brand, and the thing is that in India it lost some of its what you call momentum in India for a long
Momentum.
wasn't the right assortment of products.
Okay.
There wasn't any communication, advertising, nothing of that sort there. And in the meanwhile, Adidas, Vans, they kind of very aggressively ramped up the sneakers category. The Nikes of the
Okay.
world really ramped up the sneakers category. So somewhere the Converse got lost, and in
Mm-hmm.
people's mind, also there is Converse and Canvas. There is a huge confusion.
Exactly. Now I remember. There's also a brand called as Canvas, and that's also
Right.
the shoe brand.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Converse and Canvas. That's right. So, what were your memories with Converse exactly? So, what did you do? Because I remember in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, people used to wear Converse shoes with denims and different colors of Converse shoes. And I used to get recommended to buy those shoes particularly, though I used to never like it. But then it was such a rage that we had to have a pair of Converse shoes with a blue denim and a green t-shirt or a red t-shirt or something like that to go with
Absolutely.
if you are really
It's an
into you.
iconic youth brand, iconic street style youth brand, where you want to really project your. This is for the non-conformists. So you have the
Okay.
flair of if you want to express yourself, express
Hmm.
creatively, and challenge the status quo. That
Hmm.
is the brand for you. There are some brands that stand for such kind of things, and Converse is one of them.
That's great. Now, this has been the detailed part. It may not form that entertaining part. Now, let's go to the most entertaining part. Now, what is the most important thing of being a marketer, and what do you enjoy the most being a marketer?
It's about listening to the consumer. You
And
listen
that's
to
the important part.
consumers. It's the most important part. If you know your consumer, your most of your hard job is done. Most of
Okay.
your job is done. So there is
Okay.
some senior person who told me this. I'm telling it in Hindi. जब तक एड़ियों पे छाले और कपाल पे घाम ना निकले, तब तक तो हिंदुस्तान की नस नहीं पकड़ सकते. So basically, it means you have to do the legwork, boots on ground, talk to your customer, meet your customer, see what he's doing, hear what he's saying. You listen to your customer. That's the best job of the marketer. And
That's great.
rest is all can be worked out.
That's great. Now, this consumers that you're talking about, customers that you're talking about, how do you keep them happy? Because keeping them happy is a very difficult task. End of the day, it's very difficult because you have a marketing guy sitting at the client's end as well, instructing you what to do,
Hmm.
and then you are also telling, sir, we should do this way. Then you have to come on the same scale and sort out a path that is best for the brand.
Mhm.
Though both of you are trying to work best for the brand. So how do you work on that?
See, it is collaborative. It is about the synergy. It is about mutual respect. And of course, at the end of the day, I think so. Most of my experience have been that everyone wants the best for the brand.
That's great. And now, coming to the exclusive part of this interview, uh, I want to understand, like, how was your journey being a marketer? So you haven't changed much in your career, but then you were titled as an account manager, and then you become a marketing manager, and then you become a senior marketing manager and the head of Why Not Design. So how was your journey been? How was your journey been? What did you learn about these things, and what message would you like to give to youngsters, especially who want to be into
See,
marketing?
my journey has been as a very evolving. So I have learned a lot. I've been evolving in my job. And I had a good fortune of actually meeting really smart people. And I don't
Hmm.
consider myself a very smart guy. I don't
Hmm.
consider, but I have enriched my life has been enriched because of I've met so many interesting and smart people that they have contributed to my growth. I started in a traditional advertising person. As I grew into my profile, I became a marketing manager. I knew I had to unlearn a lot of my learning because there is a
Hmm.
huge there is absolute necessity for me to understand the digital spectrum of marketing.
Hmm.
If I don't understand the digital spectrum, if I don't interact and manage that, because most of the consumer are actually on the digital world, and if I
Hmm.
don't
That's right.
respect that, if I don't respect that, I'm redundant. I'm dead. I'm a dinosaur.
Okay, that's great. Now, what message would you like to give it to youngsters, especially in this COVID-19 the era that is going on? I had
Yeah.
spoken to a couple of my interviews in the past as well with a lot of my other guests as well. Uh, Especially the HR part, since they go for hunting new talent in business colleges and everything. So they see like, most of the people, students think that there has been, this could be a year where they would not get any opportunity, or a lot of things. Marketing budget has been slashed down by a lot of the companies. What message would you like to give them? How to keep their spirits up? How should you be positive during these tough times?
See, my only message would be that yes, at one point, keep upskilling yourself, but it's more important to have the confidence, have the resilience that this too shall pass.
This too
Means
shall pass.
these students, these all of us have really worked hard, really
Hmm.
have the resilience
Hmm.
and survived lot of bad things. And today where
Hmm.
we are. So this is going to
Hmm.
things are going to look up, and there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. So this is not the end of it, and not to lose heart. And I think that they should actually uh, just enjoy themselves, enjoy their life, maybe indulge in some of the hobbies and interests that they have not managed to do that. I think so. This like keeping themselves upbeat is more important.
Yeah, okay. And now, did digital marketing part play an important role as well, when you were moving on from traditional marketing to online marketing? Because 2008, 9, 10 could be seen as years when digital marketing was slightly shaping up in India, and after 2010, 11, it's a different story altogether.
Yeah, certainly, certainly. As I said that I was from a traditional advertising marketing kind of a background.
Hmm.
Mine's interaction with digital marketing started much later. Means the market had
Hmm.
kind of reached a minimum of maturity and all. So yes, as I said, digital marketing really huge, especially if you're Converse. So we did a
Hmm.
quick to understand the consumer. So we did a market research study with the
Hmm.
users of Converse, with the non-users of Converse, and a mixed group, both male and
Hmm.
female of the target group.
Hmm.
And we realized that the consumer actually is interacting, their media of consumption for any information is digital, and mostly it is Instagram.
Digital, through Instagram, through Facebook, those days,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Orkut.
Orkut was is kind of dead and gone. So maybe some of them, a lot of the Pinterest, a lot of Instagram, a lot of Twitter, and now YouTube, and now it is TikTok and all. So it is a very evolved, very dynamic platform, and it is imperative that brands whose audience are actually consuming the media, digital media, need to advertise. Means now thing is that just because it is digital, every brand has to interact. That's not true. Sometimes there are
Hmm.
many brands whose consumer are not there on digital platform.
Oh,
There's
that's great. That's great.
no point spending money there.
Hmm. That's great. Now, how do you become a digital marketer? That's the question I want you to answer. Uh, A lot of
See,
people do a lot of courses, and but I think colleges, I think, just started introducing this kind of courses in their academics right now. Maybe in the post graduation, I guess I do remember seeing some of them on the top colleges. But but when we were coming into digital marketing, we never studied about it. We did probably did some course or studied from somewhere else or learned from someone else. I do remember studying, learning it from one of my friend who was working in Google. So I was hearing in 2010, 11, I was completely listening to it, what he was saying, and he had an agency as well. So I was, thoroughly understanding it, the bits and pieces of it. So it was slightly easy for me to, what do you call, grasp that knowledge because it was coming directly from my friend, my best friend. So it was slightly because I could get a lot of insights as well, how it worked and everything. So what would you suggest these youngsters? Because a lot of the, the institutes are telling that, we will give you a job after digital marketing, we'll offer these courses and everything. How would you tell them? What would you tell them to, learn it from any reputed institute, at least spend some extra money, don't go anywhere, or, learn practice from your end as well? How would you do that?
yeah,
What would you tell them?
the first thing is that digital marketing is a huge field. So
That's right.
identify what your interests are. Do you want to be a social media marketer? Do you want to be a
Exactly.
PPC? Do you want to be SEO? So identify
Exactly.
what. It is like cricket. Do you want to be a batsman? Do you
Exactly.
want to be a bowler? Do you want a keeper? Do you want to be a batting all rounder or a bowling all rounder? So identify first what you want to do. Just because there is digital marketing and everyone is talking about digital marketing, just don't dive into it.
Exactly. Because you see, a lot of my, the youngsters who approach me on LinkedIn for career counseling,
Hmm.
they say like, sir, I want to build a career in digital marketing. I did meet one particular person who went from digital marketing to sales, and I asked that lady why. She's like, it's congested. There's no enough pay. So I thought it's better to go back to my old job for being a salesperson. I was better in that because this is much more consuming my time as well as, the pay is little less as well. So just want you to throw some light on this. Like, what is the future of digital marketing? What do you think? I know it's bright future over there. A lot has been written about it, but then there are a lot of people, who are already there, who are coming. What would you like them to let them know about it? Because digital marketing, as you said, is a vast subject. You just cannot come and tell I want to do digital marketing.
Hmm.
Very few people who can master the entire art of SEO, social
Exactly.
content, website, UI, UX, videos, and the list goes on. Even we
Yeah.
don't know. End of the
Yes.
day. So how would you tell them to identify their own potential?
See, it is two ways of doing it. One person who is already informed that I
Okay,
know what I want to do. Because
exactly.
other person is that he dabbles. He has a basic understanding because everyone has a basic understanding of social media. So that becomes the entry point into
And they
digital
think that is
marketing.
digital marketing. Posting on
Exactly.
social media is a digital marketing,
Exactly. That becomes the entry point.
and
And
and that is a problem.
yeah, that especially is the problem. So social media is the one part of it. So there's 100 others. If you have an analytical mind, you can go into SEM, PPC marketing, which is a direct
Exactly.
impact on the ROI, or you want to do SEO about your ranking and CRPs and other things that you can do for the website, manage the traffic. So or
That's
you
right.
want to do content marketing, or you want to just handle YouTube.
That's
So
right. That's right. That's right. That's
so
amazing.
my advice would be,
That's
I'm sorry,
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
my advice would be that uh, before dabbling or indulging, read about what is the digital, how big the field is. Then maybe you have an interest, and then you can further
That's
explore
right.
which is the right platform that you want to.
For unknown reasons, like in 90s or early 2000, being a software engineer was something special that was considered in middle class India. Also. Now,
Hmm.
being digital marketing is considered the same level right now,
Correct.
or that
Correct.
craze is there.
Uh,
Maybe the payouts are different and multiple
uh,
things.
uh,
For me, it was very important for people to let them know that social media is not only digital marketing, as you choose some light, because that's where they think this is digital marketing. And
right.
probably they should do a course from a reputed institute which offers a lot of internship for them to
Right.
do, because internship is all about practicing before you actually get into the real room. It's
Right.
like playing
Right.
a list A game before you play a test match,
Exactly.
right? Like
Exactly.
being under a 12, or you could say being a 12th man before you get an entry into team, so you can get a feel of things, what's happening, what is the pressure, what kind of work it is. and what are the expected responsibilities from your end, and how do you fulfill them, right?
Right. And also, I would at one point I would like to add that they should network with industry leaders and like you yourself to
Mhm.
understand, to know what is digital marketing. So
That's right.
that
That's right.
also means try to reach out to really people who have been in the field, who have the experience, who will able to guide you. So have a kind of
Exactly.
strong network, not
That's
just
right. That's right.
peer to peer, but so peer to this thing also, senior.
Now, what's next for Shubhranshu? I've seen that you work with a lot of brands. You have
Yeah, yeah,
now a lot of the people would like to be like you. I work with Future Group, Why Not
yeah.
Design. Before that, Ujjwal Matter, then Associate Vice President at Dentsu. Now, what's next for us to see from you?
Well, that's a difficult question. I don't know. I was like, I keep thinking what is next for Shubhranshu myself and all. Maybe I would like to still further explore my current space, the marketing space. I think so. I have a lot to learn. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
my interest it would be to have an opportunity to work with a technology-driven company, like a
Mm-hmm.
software as a service or e-commerce kind of a platform. I think so
Mm-hmm.
that is lacking in my portfolio, and I really am interested because that's the future. That's the future.
Okay, that's great. And Shubhranshu, I want to understand, how do you handle pressure?
Oh, that's that's difficult.
I,
How to
I
handle
didn't
that?
want to put that. I didn't want to put that question in between, so I was just letting
Yeah,
you warm up right
it's
now. Now tell me,
it's
how
like
do you
I'm
handle
sitting in an
pressure?
interview and I have to answer how to answer this thing, handle pressure.
No, no,
See,
it's an interview, but not a job interview.
almost, yeah, yeah. I'm just joking. See, different situation brings out different things.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, when I was younger, I was impetuous. Tempers used to fly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But as and when I become older, more experienced, I think so there is a certain degree of let's step back a little
Mm-hmm.
and see where is the problem is. And sometimes I say,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, I don't have the answer. Let's just
Mm-hmm.
let's go home. Maybe tomorrow we'll find an answer. And invariably, it has worked for me in a certain way. So that's the
So
pressure.
so basically, you act smart, and you actually buy time and go home and do some research and come back with something. Things.
Yeah, yeah. That's the experience part of it, you know.
So as you
Live to
grow, you
fight
also
another
learn.
day.
Live to fight another day. That's good. Now, how do you manage team? The reason is because I think apart from IT delivery team, the most stressful team in the B2B vertical would be the marketing team, because there's constant fights, because thinkings are completely different from each other, because everybody is trying to be more creative than the other.
Hmm, hmm.
So how do you manage that talent, which
See,
is.
the thing is that as a supervisor, there are multiple personalities that you're handling. Okay,
Mhm.
and they are working with you because you believe they are the best people to work for you, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so there are every individual has a different need. Means as a supervisor, you have to realize that some people require more freedom. Some people really require to be reined in. Some people
Mhm.
are quiet. Some people are very vocal. But there are different. You
Mhm.
manage. Okay, and it's not my job to tell them how to do their job. They already know how to do their job.
Mhm.
My job is to manage those geniuses and bring out the
Okay.
best. So that's my
Yes.
job.
So how do you do that? That's what I want. How do
See,
you handle multiple personalities at the same time? At the same time, multiple personalities.
it is something like how do I say? Uh, if I have to manage someone who is a very how do I say aggressive. Okay, there are people who are very aggressive who sometimes want to do more than they can actually. You know that they cannot be able to. They're overreaching. So there somewhere you just take them to the side or just have a casual conversation and say, you know what, I think so. This is where it is without hurting much ego. But again, you have to also realize that they have to also realize that you are the person and the buck stops with you. So there is a certain
That's
amount of
right.
authority, there is a certain amount of freedom, there is a certain amount of camaraderie. But I think so. It is about managing personalities, and if they are
That's right.
happy, if they believe in your leadership. You don't have to be the best. I don't have to be the best. As a supervisor, I don't have to be the best. But thing is that I have to bring
Hmm.
out the best. and they believe
That's right.
that you are by them and support them, I think so.
Hmm.
It's the job done. It's job done.
That's right. And is there something that you want to tell us that probably I must have missed out asking? Because
Uh,
as a marketer, there are a lot of things that you know better than a lot of the people out there. And I've asked mostly simple questions to you, I believe, right now, because I want it to be very simple for you, as you had told me. But I would like to know more insights before we close this interview. Something that's more interesting, more memorable, where you just could not control your emotions. Maybe you laughed out laughing, or you must have cried, or you must have been, when you grow old, probably would remember this. This is the work I have done. I'm so proud of it.
oh well, I think so. I've been fine. So all this while, so uh, well, nothing really is coming to my mind right now. What this is the latest report actually. What I read recently is that about the consumer changing consumer behavior
Hmm.
post COVID and all. So many I means on the LinkedIn when I was seeing that many comments which I say, you know what, a consumer is going to be digital, is going to just watch everything is going to be consumed digitally. TV is
Hmm.
dead, print is dead, and a lot of such conversations are happening up and down. So I read this
Hmm.
report, which is a very interesting report, and which says that 52% of the Asian population uh,
Hmm.
have cancelled all their travel plans and whatever are sitting at home,
Hmm.
and the media of consumption are smartphones,
Right.
laptops,
Hmm.
television.
Television.
So, so saying that television is dead and digital is only a platform is, it's a very not the right thing to do. It is a synergy between the digital and the television, TV.
That's right.
So
Maybe traditional is dead because people are not going outside, so they cannot see the banners. And
out of
newspaper
out
is
of home maybe dead. Out of home maybe has, I won't say dead. It has suffered. Means hoardings and all.
suffered.
But television and digital, I think so are the two way forward. The two of the most effective mediums. Of course, digital gives you that elbow room and the freedom to customize your message creatively and
Hmm.
creatively deliver to your audience. That is
Hmm.
where I think synergy between digital and television are very important for a marketer to realize that.
That's great. That's great. So, Shubhranshu, before we close this interview, I just want to thank you for making time at such a short span of time.
Sure,
And
sure.
I hope we will have one more round of interview because I myself am not satisfied what just went through. But anyways, as a good friend, I'll take it. I'll publish it. But people would like to know more about it. So probably once you open up, once you see this interview on the YouTube channel and you're comfortable with it and others speaking, because I know
Sure.
between those 2008 of RCB and between 2020 of Why Not, there has
Yeah,
been a lot
yeah.
of things that has happened. I wanted to
Right.
really spice it up, but then I just thought, okay, let's go slow right now. So I will let you go right now,
We
but
we
then
should catch
definitely
up again.
I will catch you up on Instagram again so that we can discuss
Certainly.
about it in detail. There's a lot to learn from you, how you became from an account manager to
Mm,
a marketing manager of Future
mm,
Group, and then
mm,
now a startup, and now you're
mm,
looking to do something independently as well. So
mm.
Shubhranshu Rai, people would really want to know more about you. Let's
Likewise.
just go slow, and then probably in future, maybe soon in 2 months time or 3 months time, I'll again buzz you up and they'll say let's go. Now you've seen a lot of
Certainly.
interviews of other people, so probably you can open up more and learn it, because you see a lot of things are going in the market right now. So a lot of the companies are offering a lot of digital marketing courses. I'm actually asking all the marketers to come together and speak about it, because a lot of the students, when they do course, they are jobless and they ask for I've done digital marketing courses. The reason I'm telling you, because I've interviewed a lot of people for my own
Sure.
company and for my other friends' company. I have seen them doing the course. When I ask certain questions, they just
Mm, mm.
go blank. And I said,
Exactly. The
like, which course?
practical knowledge, the practical on-hand experience of doing things, that is lacking. It is, I have done a course, but I don't know how it works on the real world.
Yeah. And that courses go unnecessarily for a long time, for 2 to 3 months. God knows what happens over there. So that's
Yeah.
one way of looking at it. So
Yeah.
I'll let you go this now, and but I hope that in future we can just get along together for one more round of interview where you
Certainly.
probably would be able to give us some insights, because once this gets published, I'm 100% sure a lot of people would like to learn from you, and how
I
you
hope.
handle brand, since you have launched
Yeah.
RCB, other brands, and how you work with people would really listen from you.
Certainly.
Correct?
Certainly. Thank you very much, Sachin. It has been a real pleasure talking to you, and thank you very much for having me. And all the best to your new venture. Absolutely. And I look
Thank you,
forward to
Shubhram.
learning. Actually, I look forward to learning from you. Actually,
Thank you. We both will. Thank you.
thank you. Take care.
Thank you. I said 13 years at the best, worked with RCBs and various different brands. We all wanted to learn from him. We all wanted to know how he has built his career. I personally wanted to bring him on this show because we wanted to see, we wanted him to throw some lights on the real events that are happening in marketing. As you know, the budgets of traditional marketings are being cut, and most of the companies are going digital. And most of the institute, what we are seeing right now, are actually offering different various courses on digital marketing. But when we interview these people, they hardly know anything about digital. The people like Shubhranshu and many more to come on this show will definitely throw some lights on, where to do your courses, how to practice them, where to go and learn, what to unlearn, and how to become what you want to become in the field of marketing. Keep watching this space for more information. Thank you.